What's up, guys? It's Benny. We know that Hollywood is a filthy, dirty industry with a lot of really dark stuff going on, but would they kill one of their biggest stars? Well, they have in the past, and maybe they did with Gene Hackman. Now, I'm just going to go through what we know now, according to the official reports, and you tell me if it makes sense to you, because it don't make any sense to me. Here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Gene Hackman and his wife were found mummified inside of their mansion in New Mexico. A $5 million mansion. Gene Hackman has been in some of the biggest movies of all time. He has a massive royalty stream in Hollywood. They have to pay him an enormous amount of money every single year, they meaning the studios and the studio heads, because of how these deals are structured. He's been a movie star for 50 years, and so, it is just the way that it is. Gene Hackman, doing well, his estate was worth $100 million. But he and his wife and their dog were found dead and mummified. Now, Gene Hackman was very old. As you can see here in the last known photograph of Gene Hackman, he was, looking like he was getting up there. At 95, he was. His wife, on the other hand, was 65. Certainly not the time to drop dead. And that's where things get suspicious. The dog also dead. In this case, there has developed some very strange, countervailing pieces of information that leads you to question the official narrative. A Santa Fe doctor claims that Gene Hackman's wife, Betsy, called his clinic on February 12th, a full day after police say that she died of a rare rat-borne disease. Gene Hackman had Alzheimer's, again, 95, pretty common, and that he died of Alzheimer's, but he died a week after his wife died, according to the autopsy. What the hell is that about? She apparently had hantavirus, and she showed no signs of respiratory distress, raising a major question about the official timeline. What was going on? Well, now they're coming out with a story that says that the property was infected with rats, riddled with dead rodents. What the F? Property was perfect breeding ground for hantavirus. Dead rodents and their nests were scattered across 8 detached outbuildings on Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's property in Santa Fe, New Mexico, a health report obtained by TMZ reveals. The New Mexico Department of Health conducted an environmental assessment 1 week after Gene Hackman was found dead, same house with his wife, who died of hantavirus. Hantavirus is a deadly disease that spreads through rat and mouse urine and droppings, often picked up when somebody is cleaning out attics or basements. In Hackman and Betsy's case, rodent feces were found in 3 garages, 2 casitas, and 3 sheds of their property. Live rodent, dead rodent, and rodent nests were found in the 3 detached garages. 2 vehicles on the property were found with signs of rodents, nest droppings, sightings of the pest. Investigators even discovered live rat traps set up in the outbuildings. New Mexico Department of Health did a risk assessment to make sure the first responders were safe. So they found the primary residence to be low risk with no signs of rodent activity inside. Now, there are photos of the primary residence that has emerged along with new security footage, the last footage of Gene Hackman's wife. Surveillance footage have emerged capturing the final public moments of Betsy Arakawa, the wife of legendary actor Gene Hackman, just weeks before the couple's mummified bodies were discovered in New Mexico home. Hackman died of heart disease and complication from Alzheimer's, while she succumbed to hantavirus, a rare and deadly illness from rodents. But she's seen wandering around without any problems in a pet food store. It's very strange. Authorities believe that Arakawa died on February 12th. Hackman died on the 18th, a full week later, apparently wandering around the house. In a surveillance video released Tuesday, New Mexico authorities said Arakawa was seen at 4 p.m. on February the 11th, the day before she allegedly died, using the self-checkout at Sprouts and a pet food store. So she's just chilling and walking around doing normal shopping. Is this what you would do if you're about to drop dead of a terrible disease? Is this how you behave? You just go and wander around a knick-knack shop? Don't make no sense. Photos of their house also has emerged. Kind of cluttered, That's how it goes when when you're old, right? It's like their bathroom. It's kind of, it's cluttered, right? This is where she was allegedly found. Jeez. So, again, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense that Gene Hackman succumbed because he's just that age, but it doesn't make any sense. The death of the wife makes no sense to me. What is that exactly? What's that for? Like, really? All right. Gene Hackman's $4 million mansion is infected with rats and became a breeding ground for hantavirus. Okay, I mean, like, a lot of places have rats. Like, in D.C., there were rats everywhere when we lived there. So, but I don't know. I never got hantavirus. You probably find mouse and rat poop like all over the world. I'm not really that. I don't think that really like blows me away. What's stranger is Randy Quaid, who knew Gene Hackman well, keeps saying that he was murdered again and again and again. He says he was murdered, and that bigwigs in Hollywood did this. He's said this very, very publicly. And so the official timeline goes like this. A healthy wife of Gene Hackman was making phone calls the day after she died, is on surveillance footage, shopping and behaving totally normally right before she died. And then Gene Hackman dies a week later? Apparently from a fall, because he was at the bottom of a staircase with his cane. I don't know, man. I don't know enough information. But it sure seems very strange. And the people that do know Gene Hackman and know this Hollywood industry way better than me, they're saying something's up. What do you think? I think it seems really suspicious. I hope that they really get into a criminal case here and start looking for more than just this. Were there cameras on the house? Is there any sign of entry into the property? It's your boy Benny. We'll keep asking the questions. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.